Hey everyone, I'll be covering all of the Nintendo Switch's game announcements for the final week of May, so let's get started. Eline is bringing the single-player narrative adventure game Beyond the Blue to the Switch. Set in the near future, explore the mysteries of our oceans throughout the eyes of Mirai the scientist, as an untouched and captivating world is ripe for inquiry and adventure. Full of tricks, flair, and arcade fun, play with up to 6 players in Street Power Soccer, hailing several game modes like traditional soccer, trick modes to futsa, and anything in between. Konosuba, God's Blessing of This Wonderful World, Labyrinth of Hope, and The Gathering of Adventurers Plus, is not only the longest video game title in history, but also a dungeon crawling RPG that originally released on the PlayStation 4 and Vita last summer. The Switch will be getting an enhanced version with new characters, story route, and quality of life changes. Signal Studios is looking to revitalize the Toy Soldiers franchise in current-gen consoles by releasing both Toy Soldiers HD and Toy Soldiers Cold War HD in spring and summer respectively, adding new content, new difficulty options, improved controls, new HD graphics, and texture overhauls to both games. Taking place in a world where personified battleships from across the globe duke it out, Azure Lane Crosswave takes the spirit from the popular 2D shooter mobile game into the massive 3D world made exclusively for consoles, featuring over 25 characters and another 30 in support roles across a single-player story. Each abomination you come across is bigger and meaner than the last one in Last Faith. As a master of the arts, style your moveset accordingly and explore an expansive and atmospheric world as clues guide you ever deeper. Hoa is a platforming adventure game featuring hand-painted art and calm, relaxing atmospheres. You play as Hoa as she discovers her own story on a journey through a breathtaking and magical world back to her homeland. SNK finally confirmed that Samurai Showdown's Neo Geo collection is releasing July 28th, including the first 6 games in the story fighting series and the long-rumored Samurai Showdown 5 Perfect as a bonus, featuring rollback netcode, online leaderboards, and multiplayer. Become a mysterious warlock embarking on a dangerous mission to eradicate any and all evil in the first-person shooter Project Warlock. With a retro look and feel, customize your own character any way you want across 60 different levels. Dive into a magical woven world on the back of your own carpet dragon and weaving tides. Explore a textile landscape, solve puzzles, and challenge quirky creatures to unravel the land's mystery long forgotten by time. After a successful Kickstarter campaign, the 8-bit side-scrolling action platformer Lords of Exile is coming to the Switch. Exilia is haunted by a cursed knight looking for revenge. Will you put an end to his horror or succumb to it? The fast-paced, ultra-responsive hack-and-slash action game Skeletal Avenger features a massive weapon arsenal and special moves. Avenge 1,000 wrongs in a reverse roguelike setting while you'll ascend from the depths to exact your revenge. Rigid Force Redux is a vastly improved console version of the original Rigid Force Alpha, combining a streamlined gameplay, locked 60 frames per second, difficulty balancing, overhauled visuals, new effects, and a new HUD. Jump King is a tough-as-nails tactical leaping adventure action platformer that challenges players to ascend a colossal tower to rescue the princess up on top. Explore the island, battle diabolic creatures, and fight brutal bosses commanded by the evil pirate Flora in Curse of the Sea Rats. Forge your own path to freedom in this non-linear action platformer. Take on up to 8 friends in chaotic arena bouts in Night Squad. The last man standing isn't always the go-to rule. Test out several modifiers to have fun with others starting June 5th. The tabletop-like turn-based puzzler Light Dread City lets you drag and drop pieces like in chess. As light was forbidden, you, Karina, begin the long journey of truth hunting and unmasking the mystery. Enjoy several typical racing game modes like arcade, 4-user local multiplayer, and timed events in Wall Tracks Racing, an arcade racer with dozens of tracks spanning the entire globe. Explore an open Lovecraftian fantasy labyrinth in 5 huge distinct areas and Outbuddies DX. Evolve characters with a non-linear gear-based progression system and a sandbox-like feel. Idea Factory is bringing Piafuri Episodio 1926, an Otome visual novel, to the Switch October 8th. This is a direct sequel to Faded Memories, a 2018 Vita release. Element is a story-driven pixel art action game with lots of guns, enemies, and terrifying sci-fi ambience referencing 90s movies to a T. Why is your crew dead and who are you? Are just some of the questions you'll need answers for. Across the Grooves is a handcrafted adventure with music at the forefront, where choices matter and the invitation to travel is intoxicating throughout the game's colorful locales. After humanity is enslaved by the AIs, you have the power to control them and let them build your enterprise and Despotism 3K. Keep track of their exhaustion and hunger in the Sim Puzzler. Kaede lost her parents at a young age while becoming a ninja, and one day she met someone that could help her become just a bit stronger in the visual novel Shinobi Koi Utsutsu. Super Hollow Bunny's Paws Cafe is a challenging arcade brawler full of competition that depicts the lives of these creatures in their natural habitat, full of combat and glory. Strap on a pair of roller skates, hoist a razor-sharp sword, and prepare to slice up your enemies and key in a one-girl army. Earn gadgets and power-ups to make your true hero your own fantasy tale. Play as 2 different characters, punch your way through enemies with Kylie, and fly above them while avoiding traps as Owen in Castle Pals. Enjoy over 50 randomized levels in challenging yet rewarding arcade platforming in many phases. Face up to 7 bosses that you can tackle in any order to finish the story. Checo and the Castle of Lucio is a fast-paced action platformer about a boy set to leave his mysterious island full of deadly creatures with 2D 8-bit styled aesthetics. And that's all the game announcements we'll be covering this week. We're finally entering what we would have considered the E3 season, so expect game announcements to ratchet up as we go into June and July. So with all that said, as per always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate the support, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. See ya!